Hey there, and welcome back to another video with Raf King from Living Kinetics. So I wanted to start a small series about the different modalities or the different styles of massage therapy, as they can differ from the smallest little bit to the greatest little bit. And I wanted to go over three things from each style. I want to do some brief history, some of the techniques that you'll see in these styles, and or rather techniques and tool use that you'll see in these styles, and then what makes it different from other styles that you're going to see in massage, because there is a wide variety of practitioners out there and what they focus on, and these practitioners might blend a lot of this stuff together to make it unique to them, or they might be in some sense purists about what they do and just really stick to one style and hone in on it. Neither is really bad. I think it's all great. I think massage therapy is fantastic. But let's go ahead and get into our first installment here. We're going to be going over the basics with Swedish massage. Now, Swedish massage is oftentimes seen as kind of the core style of massage therapy. This is what you think about when you think about massage, right? That like those long, flowy strokes, right? Lots of like gliding over the body, and it's really relaxing and everything like that. This is typically what we think about when we think massage. We're thinking about Swedish massage. Now, Swedish massage got its start with Per Heinrich Ling, who traveled all around Europe looking to help heal his body as he was under a lot of distress. He had a lot of ailments that he was going through, and he found massage, and it helped, because up until this point, I mean, massage had been around for thousands of years and had come from east to west, and it was still kind of building itself up, and he is typically seen as being responsible for bringing massage therapy to a more popular place. Now, he gets the title of Father of Swedish Massage, and I argue that just a little bit. I mean, I don't want to downplay his contribution to the field, but when we get into somebody like Johann Mesger, I feel he's the true father of Swedish massage. Now, hear me out here. So, Ling had massage done on him, and he taught it to his students at a gymnastics school, which is awesome and it's fantastic. But Mesger, he's the one who named the strokes, who brought scientific data to the strokes, and really bridged the communities between massage and scientific, and made it a valid form of medicine. Not only that, it's just kind of a fun fact that he named some of these strokes French names, right? So we got Effleurage, petrissage, depotement, and to use the French language at this time was seen as like a really like a high-class royal thing, right? So he was really trying to emphasize that the power of touch could be an incredible thing. So that's why I normally name Mesger to be the father of Swedish massage, not to take away from Ling at all, but I like to think of it like this. So when we think about the light bulb, and we think about who invented the light bulb, we can clearly say that it was Thomas Edison, even though the first light bulb was invented before he was even born, right? Before he even like got around to like being alive, we had a light bulb. However, Thomas Edison, he took it to the point where the light bulb was a common thing, right? We can mass manufacture it. It was easy to make. It was easy to sustain. And this is why we have light bulbs in every home, in every room. Well, I want to say there were two inventors before him that tried their best at it, but it was either it didn't last very long or was wildly expensive to make. And this is why we see Thomas Edison as being the inventor of the light bulb, because of his contribution to the entire world. And this is how I see Mesger as well, because he made it able, he made the practice able to be taught to a large amount of people who could understand it in a scientific way, in a simple way. He named it, and it's the system that he named that we use today. So that's one thing that I've gone back and forth on with other instructors in the massage field, is a lot of the times they feel very strongly about Ling, and I guess I feel strongly about Mesger. I mean, it's just a brief history on it, and I think it is important to acknowledge, though. When we get here into the States, the Taylor's brothers actually are credited with bringing massage therapy, Swedish massage, to the United States, but a name that's also commonly overlooked is Kellogg's, right? Harvey Kellogg's. the inventor of the Kellogg cereal, the cereal, breakfast cereal, also had a large amount to do with bringing more scientific credit to massage here in the United States. And I think that's kind of interesting that we had the guy who invented a very popular breakfast cereal also helping us understand massage therapy. Now, he was kind of a weird dude, so we're not going to talk too much about him, but I do definitely invite you to read about him because, again, he's very, very interesting. Now, beyond that, some of the techniques that you're going to see in massage, Swedish massage, excuse me. So we're going to have our first stroke. There are five classic strokes that we're going to be talking about, right? And that's how they're typically referred to as the 5 classic strokes. And the first one is Effleurage. Now, much like I mentioned before, this is the stroke you think about when you think about massage, kind of like that gliding stroke, right? And everything is very smooth, it's very flowy. This is your Effleurage stroke, and it can range anywhere from being incredibly light, right? Like you're just applying lotion or you're just feathering over the skin, to being quite deep, where you're laying a lot of body weight into somebody. You'll notice sometimes that massage therapists will use their elbows with this, right? And they'll glide up the back or even up the leg, across the glute, and then up the back as well. But the entire time they're gliding and they're applying pressure. So it could be from very light to very deep. The second stroke I'd like to go over is petrissage, right? Another French name here. Petrissage actually meaning to knead. And what you're going to do is think of it like this, right? Think like you're trying to grab onto something, but I want you to focus all of your pressure at the base of your fingers right here, and the base of your thumb. Not the tips, not to curl in, but the very base right here. And you'll notice you'll get these flat fingers and this flat thumb right here. And this is fantastic for milking out a muscle, right? Where Effleurage, we're pressing into the body. With petrissage, we're going to be lifting away from the body. So something like the bicep or the tricep or even the shoulder, right? Where you can pick it up and knead it, right? Almost like you're milking an udder or something like that. This is great for moving waste, moving blood from an area, and it's just another movement that you're going to use in your Swedish massage. Third on the list are frictions. Now, friction is broken down into 2 different categories. So, first and foremost, we've got our gliding frictions. Now, as you would assume, a gliding friction, putting your hands together here, rubbing back and forth, you'll notice heat to start to be produced in the palms right here. And that's exactly what they're doing with friction, gliding friction in Swedish massage. It might be to warm up an area. In other styles, we'll see it's to actually end with an area. But this is great for bringing blood to a localized area and bringing it to the surface. Now, gliding friction, of course, we're going to have non-gliding friction. So we're not gliding across the skin anymore. And what this is more in reference to is, let's say, we could take like the thenar imminence right here, right? So kind of like you're digging in to an area, like you're trying to scratch a really deep itch, not on the surface, but really deep down in there, and you're digging in. This is typically considered a non-gliding friction. And what's happening is, and why they call it that, is the deeper layers of the muscle, deeper layers of the body here, are being pressed together, and with that movement, you're getting a slight amount of movement between the deeper layers, right? So it's still friction. We're still getting some kind of rubbing together, but it's in the body and it's deeper. When I think about it, I oftentimes like to think about it as external and internal friction, right? Because they're both still producing heat and drawing blood to an area, but you're going to get one that's more focused on the outer parts of the body and one that's more focused on the inner parts of the body. Of course, after friction, we're going to have vibration. And vibration is one of my favorite strokes. It's heavily underutilized. When we get into our Russian talk, our Russian sports massage, we're going to talk more about its use. But a lot of the times, vibration, just kind of like that shaking type of movement. This is great for relaxing the body, for relaxing the central nervous system, which a lot of the times when we're getting massage, it's because we want to relax, right? Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of the time, Swedish massage is meant out to be this like fluff and buff massage that all it's supposed to do is relax you, and that's why you're getting it. And I find that's really a problem here in the United States, is that we view massage as being a luxury, when really its origins and what stemmed from those origins don't necessarily address the slightly stressed out, well-off people. It's more so to address sick people, people that are in pain, right? So when we think about relaxing or using vibration to relax the body, yes, it is relaxing in the sense of de-stressing, but it can also let a muscle go, right? It can help a muscle reduce tension. And this could be important if you are under a great deal of stress and you need that kind of encouragement. After vibration, we get into deportment. This is a percussive stroke, right? And we see this a lot of the times in massage, right, where we're striking the body. Now, with this, oftentimes in Swedish massage, the massage is ended with this in kind of a grounding type of sense. But again, it doesn't have to be strictly a stimulating stroke at the end of your massage. You can use it in the massage to help tone a muscle. And we'll get more into this with our Russian massage and our Russian protocols. But a lot of Swedish massage therapists will use this to kind of ground their client at the end, right? Because massage can be an insanely relaxing it can have an insanely relaxing effect on the body, and you kind of want to wake up that person before they get off the table. There are times, though, let's say that I'm dealing with somebody who has an atrophied muscle, right, a muscle that's shrunk. I might provide deportment over that to help stimulate the muscle, to help tone the muscle. As I was going through massage school, we had an instructor who was quite older, but he looked very young, and he credited deportment with this, right? He would start off each morning taking his fingertips and just tapping it along his face, and this would tone the muscles in his face. This would tone the skin as well. So it was kind of like this daily facelift that he would give himself, and I don't know. I think that it's fantastic, and I think his results really spoke to that. But that's really what that technique is used for. It's used for hoping to tone an area or help stimulate a client. And like I said, we'll talk more about this technique, much more actually, when we get into our Russian massage and our sports massage. But that's the basics of Swedish right there. Now, what makes this modality different from other modalities? Well, oftentimes, Swedish massage is about connectivity. It's about bringing the body a sense of wholeness. And this is why it can be difficult for some people to learn it, because you really have to be comfortable with your flow, and you have to be comfortable with these techniques. In massage school, they seem to start off with this as a means to bring creativity to our new massage therapists, right? To think about massage as in a multitude of different ways, right? For me, it was really difficult to get this flow down and to be able to work with somebody on this level. Let me give an example here. So it's very easy for a massage therapist to do short, direct strokes, right? Like just working up the back. But what you might do at times is you might work up the back, then down around the shoulder and down the arm, and then come back to the back again, where you're doing kind of this circuit around this side of the body. Or let's say you're working on the leg and they're face up. This is one technique that they teach in Swedish massage, where I might come down the knee, down the thigh, and actually work under the low back as the person is lying face up, and then work back down the knee, back down the leg, to the ankle, to the tips of the toes. It really brings a full sense to the massage, which I think a lot of people miss out on when they're trying to learn this style. And really getting out of school and getting into the field, I think a lot of people look at Swedish massage, like I said before, as this fluff and buff massage that has no place in the massage field, but I really do beg to differ. It's this fullness, it's this wholesomeness that you're bringing to the person, this connectivity that really resets the nervous system. And that's what we're dealing with in massage a lot of the time, is dealing directly with the nervous system, because touch is so powerful. And as you bring this flow and this connectivity, this is what really brings a person together, and this is what really resets the body and puts it into a healing type of mode. We'll see in other massages that the flow is actually, you take that out almost completely, right? And this is done for a very specific reason, but I've always found that flow it took me a while to get it, right? And I kind of wish that they had put it later on in my curriculum when I was learning massage, because it was one of those things that was so intimidating when you first got to it, and some people made it look so easy that you thought maybe you shouldn't be doing massage, that you weren't cut out for it, and maybe that's why they put it at the beginning. They were trying to like weed some of us out or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but all in all, this is our basic intro to Swedish massage. Next video, we'll be going over Russian massage, and I do look forward to seeing you there. For any more questions, comments, or conundrums, feel free to visit the website on the screen. Feel free to give me a call, and of course, check out my book sometime, as I do talk a lot about this kind of stuff. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.